Hey y'all, it's your boy Skinny G back at it again. I'm sorry that this video came so late. It was supposed to come out on Saturday, but I've been trying like 4 different times to record this video because I've been learning this new software called OBS, and it took a while for me to get it. But here I am, and I promised y'all an explanation video for the songs on the EP. So let's get started on that. So the way I'm gonna do these song explanation videos, I'm gonna do the background slash the idea first, then I'm gonna do the production, then the lyrics, and then the recording. And that's because that's generally how I make my songs. I start off with an idea, and then most of the time, what will happen is I will produce the beat for the song before I actually write the lyrics, because it's easier to write lyrics to a beat than it is to write lyrics and then have a beat that matches them. So I make the beat before I write the lyrics, and then after that, I record it and I put whatever ad libs, effects, or whatever that I want to on my song. Today we'll be going over the first song on the EP, which is To the Bone. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. To the Bone is the first song that I made on the EP. Technically, you can say that Villains and Victims was made before To the Bone, but that's because Villains and Victims was an idea for a single a couple months back, and I still haven't gotten the other artist that was supposed to feature on the track to lay his verse on it. So for right now, it's just a snippet. So I can say To the Bone is the first complete song that I made for the EP. Now, as far as the idea for the song, it really wasn't anything like deep or intellectual or anything like that. It was just me vibing on my guitar, and I just happened to play a riff, and that sparked an idea for a song. The riff that I had played was George Thorogood's Bad to the Bone, but then I put a little twist on it, and that's what made the guitar melody that you hear in the song now. The guitar melody that you hear in the song is actually a whole bunch of guitar riffs layered upon each other, which I'll show y'all in the production part. I know y'all are staring at my screen on Cubase, and you're like, why can't you just do the production part now? But no, I said I was going to do the background first, so you gotta bear with me. So after I laid the riff for the song and made the beat, that was when I decided to name the song To the Bone, because I had taken a riff from Bad to the Bone. And that was essentially what sparked my lyrics. Now, the lyrics themselves, I wasn't exactly sure what to write about, but it was a fun beat, so I was like, you know what, let me just have fun with the lyrics as well. So now we can get to the beat. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. Hey. Jones is back to the bone. So here the beat is in Cubase. Just to let y'all know, I use Cubase for all my music production as of, what is today? July 7th, 2020. And I'm planning to expand some of my beat making and music production capabilities to other programs, but for now, this has been my go-to for all my music. So the first thing that you see here in the project is all of these audio layers right here. There's like 7 audio layers, and those are all individual guitar riffs that I just layered on top of each other. And the reason you see this little choppiness right here is because I had to make some space for this layer over here, which is part of the chorus, which is why the chorus riff sounds a little bit different from the rest of the song. And so just to let y'all hear all the guitar riffs alone, I'm just gonna play all the guitar riffs at once so y'all can hear the melody to the bone. And this is the chorus melody right here, which you'll see why I added the space, because you're gonna hear the initial note is going to sound different from the initial note in the original riff loop. And so that's just the basic melody to the bone. And so what I did with that was I just added some basic trap percussion onto that, and this is what the beat sounds like alone. Hold up, here come the 808. And so that's all the drums to the beat. So I didn't notice this while recording this segment of the video, but my audio went out here. But basically what I'm about to show you here is the entire beat when I play it all together. So here it is. One thing that my friend Zorro, who was featured on one of the tracks on the EP, he was saying that this beat sounds kind of like Old Town Road. And I did not notice it at first, but, you know, after I played it back a few times and I listened to Old Town Road again, I was like, oh, I guess this kind of does sound like Old Town Road to them. But I was not trying to copy Old Town Road at all. I was just literally playing my guitar and decided to put it on a beat and just make it have a little fun kind of trap-ish vibe to it. So that was all there was to the beat. Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. So here are the lyrics to the bone. And yes, I literally wrote this in Google Docs. Now, before y'all try to roast me and be like, hey, bro, where your notepad at, bro? You not no real rapper, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no pen and paper. This is my pen and paper, okay? I did have a notepad. In fact, if I remember where it is, I can go ahead and pull it out. This is my old book of rhymes. And as you can tell, it's withered and beat up. And that's because one day I was just walking and it happened to rain. And I did not have the proper protection on my book of rhymes. So now it is just this, you know, dilapidated book of old rhymes and things like that. And I decided that I would just go ahead and put all my stuff on Google Docs, so that way I wouldn't have to be carrying around this book everywhere I go to write rhymes. And plus, you know, I could access my rhymes from wherever because it's on the internet. So with that explained, we can get into the lyrics for real. You know, here's the lyrics to Bad to the Bone. I'm going to just take like a slow scroll or whatever. I'm not sure if y'all want me to post this somewhere or something, or I could put it in like the SoundCloud description or something like that. I know there's a way to get it on Genius too, if y'all want that, but just let me know in the comments. But to be honest, I mean, there really isn't too much to these lyrics. Like, as I said, it was a fun beat, so I decided with the lyrics I was going to have a little fun. I wasn't necessarily doing anything super poetic or super lyrical or, you know, deep or anything in these lyrics. It's just a song about me just hanging out with my homies and doing my own thing or whatever and living life, essentially. And like the Jones Bad to the Bone part, the hook, of course, comes from the fact that the riff is from Bad to the Bone. And the fact that my last name matches bone and rhyme scheme just kind of helped me think of the hook there. So, you know, Jones is Bad to the Bone. That was the hook. And I don't think there's anything else really that needs explaining in these lyrics because they're just simple, you know, one-liners, not necessarily any heavy punch lines or anything like that. I guess I could explain these two lines right here. I'm not sure if I explained it in my previous video where I was talking about my name, but essentially the reason I call myself Skinny Giant was originally because that's what my actual physique is. Like, I'm, you know, between 190 and 200 pounds, and I am 6'4", so I'm literally a skinny giant. And I've been above 6 feet since high school, I believe, possibly eighth grade. I'm not 100% sure, but in middle school and high school, I was always the tall kid in school. Like, there wasn't many people that I looked up to in a literal sense. So everybody was like down here, and I didn't really see many kids that were taller than myself. I met like 3 to 5 people between middle school and now that went to my school and were taller than me. If you want to count people that I met outside of school, then I will say 6, because I have met Amari Stoudemire, that's an NBA player, and I was only up to his chest. But that's an NBA player, so you see how far I have to go to find somebody that is taller than me. So in general, I'm a giant walking, I'm a tall kid. There might be like a bunch of you dudes out there that's like, oh yeah, I'm 6'6", or I'm 6'5". I'm looking at this video right now. You ain't no giant, I'm Groot out here. And I'm gonna be like, I don't care. Cause guess what? In the United States, once you get past about 6 feet, they start looking at you like you a giant. So, I will gladly claim the title, Skinny Giant. If y'all got a problem with it, y'all can let me know. Other than that, I think the only other lyric that really maybe I could explain in some way is this last verse right here. It's not really anything complicated. It's just that it's a metaphorical verse in the fact that I'm comparing my life to a highway trip. If life is a highway and I'm on a roll, or if you're on a roll on the highway, you're cruising at whatever speed, or you're going at whatever speed that you're going. But in life, being on a roll means you're getting things done. You're moving at a steady pace through your work, or towards your goals and everything. And that's essentially what I meant here. And then the rest of it is just kind of like imagery that kind of goes with the philosophy of being on a roll in life in comparison to being on a roll on the highway. And the other part of that would be the gas ain't free. Some people might be thinking I'm talking about like gas, like weed or something like that, but I don't really smoke weed like that. So most of the time when I say gas in a rap, unless I preface it with something that sounds like smoke or anything like that, then I'm talking about like actual gasoline, like octane rating 93 type stuff. And gas ain't free essentially means that like whatever fuel that keeps you going and things like that, you gotta earn things to keep yourself going in life. Like the roof over your head, the food in your mouth, the clothes on your back, and everything. Those aren't free things. So you gotta take what you got and you gotta use it to the best of your ability, because it's not free. You're gonna have to go and get some more for yourself. Oh, and of course we couldn't forget this line up here. I don't remember if anybody noticed this line in the song, but yeah, I said it. What's wrong with that? Other than that, that's pretty much it to the lyrics. Like I said, it was just something fun. I didn't want it necessarily to be something that you have to think about too hard or whatever. It's just something you can listen to while you're, vibing to the beat or whatever. It's got like a nice upbeat tone to it, and like the hook is kind of repetitive, but that's just so people can like jive along to it. Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Okay, so now that we've got past the background, the production, and the lyrics, the last little bit here is just to show y'all the recording session for To the Bone. I know that y'all know. Now I know y'all see two To the Bones on the screen right here, but this is the beat, and this right here is the actual session which I recorded. So I'm gonna open that. Alright, y'all, so here's where I laid down the vocals for To the Bone. And all these vocal layers that you see up on the top here for the verses, the way I lay the vocals for the verses is you'll see that these are labeled L and R. And that's because since they're recorded on a mono track, what I do is I take the track, I duplicate it, then I put one to the left and one to the right, and that turns it into a stereo track. And these two somewhat quieter tracks in the middle right here are just to make the vocals sound a little more full, so it doesn't just sound like there's something way over here and there's something way over there. You know, it's got the full volume to it. These two tracks right here add volume to my vocals. The rest of the track is just the hook and the ad-libs. I believe the ad-libs might have a few effects on it. I believe I put a delay here somewhere. Yeah, I put a mono delay, and it's the same on both of the ad-lib tracks. And right here, I think the reason that this was chopped up was because I had laid a whole session of ad-libs on this hook, and I found one ad-lib to be the best one, so I just took that ad-lib and I used it for the whole hook. And the rest of it is just where, you know, I might have went back and added another back to the track later or something like that, little vocal chants effects or whatever. I also went back and added this little sound right here. Let me play it for y'all. And basically all that was just something to add a little bit of hype before the hook came, because somebody had heard a rough draft version that I was making, and they said, oh yeah, you know, you need to add something before the hook so it sounds a little more hype. So I went ahead and added another sound to it. Technically that should be part of the beat, but it wasn't an idea until after I had started recording, so I put it in here. Otherwise, there's not much to it. The way I do my vocals is sometimes I will put effects on the individual tracks right here, but for the most part, what I do is I make a group channel or a group track like these, and most of the effects that I want to put on whatever set of vocals I put on this group track, and it applies to all of them. So here on the verse, I have a little bit of reverb, so that way it sounds a little more crisp and a little bit more roomy. And on the group track for all of the vocals, I have my EQ and my compressor, which makes it sound a little more clean. Other than that, you know, I didn't really do too much to these vocals right here. What I am going to do is I'm going to send all these tracks to somebody who professionally mixes and masters, because I am not the best at audio engineering. You know, I'm pretty good at mixing and somewhat mastering my beats, but I'm not very good at doing vocals at the moment because I'm still somewhat new to recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these tracks professionally mixed and mastered, every track on the EP, not just this one, so that way I can re-release a more professional studio version of the EP along with some music videos, and proceed to drop it on streaming platforms like Spotify and, you know, Apple Music. But that's about it for this song. I would say that this song probably took me about 5 days from the idea to finalizing the last version of the song. So 5 days, I guess you could say that took about a week. I think it's been the most popular song on the EP thus far. And so expect to see a music video for this song sometime before the fall, hopefully by the end of this month. But that was it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't enjoy the video, as usual, leave a dislike. You know, I'm not gonna have anything against you. You know, sure, you can just press the dislike button to experiment. I'm just kidding. I kind of need them likes. But don't forget to comment on the video and share it with your friends. You know, show them how I suck at making music. You know, they could all roast me in the comment section. They could be like, Skinny Giant, you're trash at making music. Just whatever you feel like doing with this video. And if y'all want to keep up with what's going on with my music, and like, you know, maybe when the music video would drop, or when I'm going to be dropping another song explanation video and everything, go ahead and subscribe, and you can follow me on social media. I think what I'm going to try to do with this channel is I'm going to make Saturday a regular upload day. Now I know I'm about 3 days late with this video, but I'm going to try to be on time this week and in the future. And, you know, when college starts and everything, things might change, but that's the plan for now. It's your boy Skinny G signing off. But I'm not wasting time, they worry about me, I worry about dimes. Color them chasing them racks start to climb, and picking up chicks. If I think she fine, she know Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone. Hey, Jones is back to the bone.